Okay, I am going to do a reading. I'm going to try and make sure that I'm not going super long today. I really wasn't planning on doing a reading today, but I kept getting the message about recalibration. And I talk about this quite often, especially when I speak about the moon and the moon cycles. I talk about recalibrating to make sure that the adjustments that you're making throughout your, in your life, are actually worth making, or if they're not, right? So there's no point in making a change if there's nothing fruitful coming from it, right? But of course, it's a matter of making sure that you're giving ample time for these changes to be noticed as well. But I'm speaking majorly in terms of trying out a specific mindset. For example, following a specific timeline. If you wish to be such and such, you should be such and such before it actually comes into your life, such and thing, right? They say things like, if you want to be a millionaire, you have to have a millionaire's mindset before you become a millionaire. That's the kind of thing I'm talking about. So if you're recalibrating and checking to make sure this is actually something that feels good with you, like, for example, if you try out a specific timeline or mindset and it doesn't feel like it really fits with how you view the world, then it's a good thing to pull away from that particular mindset and recalibrate and find one that actually fits. And the reason why I'm talking about this is because I woke up earlier and I had your 1 degree off course came to mind. 1 degree may not seem like a lot, and it's not, but over the course of a long period of time, that ends up widening. And for example, if I'm 1 degree off course for 10 years, but I had an appointment being on that particular trajectory at a specific time, 10 years from the date that I made that course correction of 1 degree, and then 10 years from that date, I was supposed to meet so-and-so at coordinates XYZ at blah, 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 blah at a time, and I'm 10 miles down the road because I was 1 degree off course. And now I'm not in my spot where I'm supposed to meet that particular individual, but that was the one divine appointment I had because I was 1 degree off course for 10 whole years. It was, the wrong place, wrong time. Okay, so this is what Spirit's wanting you to think about. It's time to check your bearings. Check your vector. Check your cross-reference to your navigation. Whatever your navigation star system is, apparently. Check your navigation. Check your soul. Ask yourself, am I aligned? 333 when I said that. Am I aligned? Does my life sit well with me? That's important, right? You want to feel grubby about your own life. If you're doing something that feels like, ugh, I shouldn't really be doing this, don't do it. If it feels grubby, then it's probably grubby. Recalibration. The end of the year, the calendar year, that we call it the end of the year, anyway, is in an earth sign. Coming out of a philosophical sign that shot you into the stars and then told you, go back down to earth. And then you got smacked back down into your Capricorn body, and now you got to recalibrate because now you know what star you're supposed to be paying attention to, right? You went into the stars, you made it to the cosmos, you expanded your mind, you expanded everything, and then realized you had to stuff it all right back down into that little tiny body. Little tiny body. So, what is it that Spirit has to say to you? Wheel of Fortune. So, Okay, cool. I didn't want to like start talking about that actually right away, because I absolutely love this deck. I say it all the time. I really do. I say it all the time. But this Wheel of Fortune is so like epic, like beyond epic. Like it's epic. Okay, it takes me to a giant Mayan temple in the middle of the jungle. Okay, but this is like epic. Right? The Wheel of Fortune is telling you that destiny, the fated destiny that is on its way to you, which is the Wheel of Fortune, is coming soon. And that's why this is important for you to ground, right? So it doesn't even have to be like something humongous, right? Even small change that seems too good to be true, we tend to, I don't know if I should do this, right? Because it's always like, if I do this, which is something I'm really excited about, I might fall on my face. And then I'll ruin the one thing I was like super excited about it. And trust me, like I understand that. When I was younger, people used to ask me all the time, like, "Are you ever gonna go on like American Idol or anything like that?" I'm like, "No, I like Simon Cowell too much. I don't want a reason not to." I didn't ever follow that. I didn't, not that I ever wanted to go down the road. I'm just, that was the excuse that I always told people. It wasn't that, but it was an excuse. But that was a good way for me to like put distance between myself and a dream by creating an excuse, right? So doesn't matter if it's something humongous like going and auditioning at American Idol or trying for that promotion down the hall. It doesn't matter how big or small. What matters is that you got to trust it, right? And so, you know how I am. I always read the cards that popped up first. Okay, so we had the Wheel of Fortune come up, and the Ace of Wands was right next to it, with the Five of Cups in the reverse underneath of it. So this is actually beautiful energy, because this is like the Wheel of Fortune is coming on flames. Like you have the creative genius in your hand right here. Okay, and this is your ticket. Your golden ticket to no longer feel the Five of Cups of energy anymore. Okay? You are no longer staring at those cups that fell over, and you're realizing that if those cups fell over, there was a reason those cups fell over. The Wheel of Fortune no longer has a hand gripping you. You are recognizing that when the wheel flips, you don't have to flip with it. You're recognizing how to adapt. And you're realizing that if it fell over, it was meant to fall over. So you're not freaking out about it anymore, which is exactly why Spirit is telling you, hey, even if it comes at you and it seems like it's too good to be true and like it's scary AF, you gotta have courage. The Strength card came out in the reverse, okay? You cannot approach the Wheel of Fortune with the Strength card in the reverse. Pull up your big girl panties. Stare that line straight in the face and be like, you have no power over me. Period. For my Labyrinth friends, ones that love their Labyrinth just as much as me. You have no power over me. Okay, then we have 3 more cards pop out. Okay, this feels like a... This feels like a backstory. It really does. So I have your Wheel of Fortune up here is your current energy. This is the wave you're riding, but the wave you just came off of is actually one of imbalance. So what I was talking about with the Wheel of Fortune, you're no longer allowing it to like spin you around, spin me right around, maybe right around. You're not allowing that to happen anymore. You're jumping up to the top of that circle every time it starts to go around. You're like in the middle there watching it just spin around you. Okay. But there was there was I, this is a lot to do with fire energy in this particular reading. You may be fire energy, or you may have dealt with fire energy in the past. But I see that the Ace of Wands is there, but this is a Queen of Wands in the reverse. Like I said, this feels like an origin story kind of thing. Like, there once was a Queen of Wands that wrecked my world. She offered me the Ace of Cups, but really it was nothing but the Two of Pentacles in the reverse. And that's exactly what this is saying here. There was a Queen of Wands that offered you the Ace of Cups, but really it was the Two of Pentacles in the reverse, and that's what led to the Wheel of Fortune flipping in your favor. It feels almost like this was a test of your ability to say no. Yeah, and that's what the Strength card is there for. Oh, okay, that's what the Strength card is there for, is for you to realize that you have to say no. Or that you did say no, but it was really hard for you to say no. 11:44. Okay, so we've got... So then we have the... Okay, so there is a feeling here in these next four cards that the truth was shown to you by the Queen of Swords energy. Now, this could have been an internal energy within you, okay? But this feels like a very, like, this is a Queen of Wands in the reverse against the Queen of Swords in the upright, okay? So the Queen of Wands in the reverse in this particular case feels like a very honeypot kind of feeling, like I'm going to douse you in synthetic honey and make you super sticky so you can't leave, kind of thing. And I'm saying that in a I'm totally meaning, like, I ain't saying she a gold digger. But that's because I don't necessarily know if that's necessarily energy, but the energy here is a lot of like manipulating your love energy, manipulating your creative energy, manipulating your energy to be able to feel any kind of fire in life. Like, it feels like this is a very like draining energy, like taking all of the fire that ignites you and creates this absolute imbalance in your life, which is exactly why the Two of Coins is in the reverse there. So this is the Queen of Wands in the reverse was like, I guess a spell on you. Now you're mine. And then here comes the Queen of Swords in the very end, at the very end of this, like, hey, wake up. Hey, this doesn't necessarily have to be a romantic energy. This could very well, like I said, be your internal Queen of Swords saying, hey, yo, dumbass, wake up. Are you really paying attention to what's going on? And I'm going to tell you what's going on because it's right here right in the cards. And that would be, first and foremost, hey, she's manipulating you. Those are lies. That's not the truth. And again, I'm saying she, but it doesn't have to necessarily be a she, right? This individual was manipulating your own understanding and or view of a situation, casting judgment in a way that you didn't necessarily have the whole truth, and so you were casting judgment as well. This also affected your this was an ace of coins in the reverse. This was like a reversal of a blessing, a physical blessing of some kind. You may have started to feel as though you were sick, feeling a little weak. Maybe even you stopped having as much money. Maybe this person started draining your account. Like something in your physical started to leak away. And this ended up with you inverted, and not in a good way. It felt more like, I mean, you can't really say not in a good way, because if you really like look at this perspective from the perspective of, oh, poor pitiful me, this is terrible and bad, then it feels like it's terrible and bad. So if I say inverted and not in a good way, this is the hangman energy, but this is the hangman in the reverse with these other two cards in the reverse. This isn't the hangman necessarily, like you were inverted in this situation, but you weren't inverted in the situation where you were paying attention. Okay, so you were inverted in the situation, kind of like Gaga, like with like I want to say harsh rose colored glasses on, like upside down, like your blood is rushing to your head, and that's the reason why you were enjoying the situation you were in, kind of thing. Like you had no idea you were upside down, and I have no idea. But this is for whoever this little nerdy person is that just brought this into my mind. I'm thinking J.R. Tolkien, and I'm thinking about the freaking Bilbo Baggins, the version, the version of The Lord of the Rings that was the cartoon version from like the 1970s. I'm seeing them all in the webs, like hung upside down by the spiders. Like that you had absolutely no idea you were in one of them silver spider sacks, and then here comes the Queen of Swords ripping open the spider sack, and you come tumbling out like, oh, is all an illusion? What? Thank you for that visualization. That was quite entertaining. Okay, so the Queen of Wands was defeated by the Queen of Swords. And that's really awesome, because the Queen of Swords is a no-nonsense mama, you know what I mean? Like, she is like, oh my gosh, 4 points. I always love this card. It's funny. The energy I get off this card just makes me laugh. Okay, so this Queen of Swords, and you know what's really awesome? There's a butterfly on the bottom of this Queen of Swords, and that's totally the other visualization I was having when they came out of the spider silk was butterflies coming out of it. Yeah. So, yes, the Queen of Swords is the Queen of Transformation. So she's gonna like walk up to you and be like, hey, yo, dumbass. Just like the Page of Swords beats you with the club, she's no nonsense. She's not gonna sugarcoat it. She's gonna walk up to you and be like, hey, you're kind of being dumb right now. That's the kind of friend you want in your life, right? Abso-motherfucking-lutely. Don't sugarcoat it for me, dude. If I'm being dumb, tell me I'm being dumb. Okay, 4 more cards, and let's see, where is this ending up for you? Okay, so okay. Okay, this is super, super awesome. Okay, so we have we have 3 cards here that work out really well together, and this 4th one, it just so happens that I would have asked for a clarifier for this particular card, and it came out here. So, yeah. We have the Devil, the 7 of Swords in the reverse, and the 10 of Coins in the upright. And this is beautiful because this is telling me that this Queen of Swords showed you exactly what the Devil was. And again, the devil doesn't necessarily have to be a person. It can be anything that distracts you from your purpose. Remember, even 1 degree off course is significant. Even if it doesn't really seem like it is, it's significant. It's turning right when you should turn left, okay? It's pretty significant. So the Queen of Swords showed you exactly what the devil was in your life, and it can no longer trick you. So again, like I said, I would have asked what this 7 of Swords in the reverse was. Like, what was it that the devil was using to trick you? And it's actually perfect. It's the 2 of Cups in the reverse. It was, like I said, the honeypot. And it was somebody was manipulating your love and your desire in order to keep you out of and keeping you away from that coin blessing, the Ace of Coins blessing that they were taking that was reversing everything. And that ends up leading into, now that the devil can't trick you no more, now you're in your 10 of Cups. I'm sorry, your 10 of Coins. This is your 10 of Coins energy. And I love the energy off this card because this is not just like material abundance. Like they have food and there's people gathering around the table and they are gathered together to enjoy that food. And it's not just any food, you know, it looks like yummy grapes, okay? Abundance, natural abundance. And this is coming into your life as stated by the Wheel of Fortune down to the 10 of Coins. So congratulations, and I hope you have a fabulous new year. Bye, guys.